What is going on, guys? We are here in Freehold, New Jersey at the e-streetbikes headquarters, and I have here Sal, who is the owner of e-streetbikes, and he has here the e-streetbike Tempest that we're going to be featuring today, and he's going to go over, give us basically an overview of the bike and basically whatever comes standard. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible.
I wanted to introduce all of my new bikes, and I'm gonna start with my #1 favorite. It's my favorite for one because it looks badass, and #2, it's pretty powerful for a standard e-bike, and I also designed the frame. Although I did kind of knock off the RX, not gonna lie. So for all you other companies out there that think about knocking off the RX, you're beat. I already got the best one.
So with the Tempest, what kind of nominal motor are we looking at?
We got a 1500 watt nominal geared motor. It's actually a 1500 to 2000 watt. It depends on the voltage and the current that's going through it. So with the higher voltage and you know, let's just, for example, we're running 52 volts, 35 amps. We're at a 1500 watt nominal voltage. If we kept it at 35 amps and bumped it up to 60 volts, 2000 watt nominal. Pretty powerful for, you know, 1500 watts is, as far as I know, the most powerful geared motor that there is.
Now, in terms of top speed, what are we looking at? So,
unfortunately, it can't do 40, but it can do 39. It's close enough. Nice. You know, there's a voltage regulator in there. In other words, a battery blender. You can actually remove it if you want. If you want it to parallel the batteries, you do get a little more power if you do that.
Nice, nice. Yeah, man, the bike looks solid. I'm noticing here also the fat suspension right here towards the middle carriage of the frame.
Oh yeah, that's like a 320 millimeter suspension. The travel is ridiculous.
That's insane.
The frame as well. The frame, I enhanced this frame like crazy. Out of all my bikes, this is the only one I really like kind of designed, and I made sure that this was going to be able to handle high-powered upgrades, right, which we're gonna be having soon for these bikes. So
now that we're on that subject, what type of controller is on here?
We have a 35 amp integrated speed controller. So they, you know, I know the X-Class and the Grizzlies, all those Ariel Riders are running 35 amps. But what's different about this controller is it will basically draw out the most, you know, the maximum capabilities of what it's working with. Mm-hmm. Maximum of the battery, and then also of the motor, along with 35 amps. A lot of, you know, 35 amps can bring you farther than you think. Some 35 amp bikes do 30, some 35 amp bikes do 35. This one does 39, you know?
Nice. And I know you had mentioned too that you'll be coming out at some point with some upgrades for the controller. Like, when can we see that with this bike?
We're only about 2 weeks away, actually.
Nice.
You know, I'm using, I have a 60 amp and an 80 amp. You know, they're multi-voltage, so if you wanted to change the batteries, you totally could. They're kind of like Sovereigns, but without programming capabilities. I just thought it would make things easier for you guys to install yourselves. All you have to do is obviously remove the old controller, place the new controller under the seat. There will be a bracket to hang it underneath there.
Nice.
And it will have terminals just like the Sovereign, but it'll already be all hooked up with a motor wire. So you just plug and play. Right. You don't have to play with the terminals at all.
That's what I was going to ask.
Or Hall sensors. It's already plugged in.
Plugged in, nice.
And then the main harness that like the throttle and the display and all that plug into, the main harness has to be changed. You can keep the throttle, you can keep the brake levers, no problem. But it comes with a TFT color display like the one the motor kits come with. So right now, you know, most low or regular e-bikes are communication level 1.
Right.
Well, you know, we're bumping it up to communication level 2. So right now the displays are 5-pin. The new ones will be 6-pin.
Nice, nice.
So that's you have much more capabilities when you have communication level 2.
Right. And it's good that you know, say someone does buy this today, you could basically ship them out the controller. They could swap it out themselves pretty much.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't do it for them. Like I have these bikes boxed up and ready to go, and for me to take a bike out of a box and swap the controller, it's like, you know, it's like a whole day's worth of work. And to pack it all up, it's
exactly,
you know, but it's very easy. All of you guys out there, don't worry, you will have zero issues hooking this up.
Nice.
It will be very, very easy to do.
All right, nice.
I'll even make a video on it. You know, as soon as they come in, that'll be the first thing I'll do.
For sure. Can't wait for that, man. Also, before I forget, the batteries. So I see 2 batteries here. Are we looking at we're not looking at a parallel connection, but they are connected via, whatchamacallit?
Voltage regulator.
Voltage regulator, right. So how many amp hours are we looking at?
Oh, we got this is a 20 amp hour and then a 15 amp hour down here.
Nice.
So if, let's just say we were to convert this to 72 volts, we could actually fit in moly cells 72 volts, 17 amp hour in the gas tank hard shell.
Nice.
And then obviously it won't be this size casing, but we can do a 13 amp hour Super Shark and keep a completely stock look.
That's awesome.
You know, if you went down to 60 volts, you know, we might lose a little bit of top end speed, but you get quite a bit more amp hours, which would be nice.
Right, right.
You know, a higher discharge rate means more miles, healthier batteries, but for the most part, you know, a 13 and a 17, that's what, like 30 amp hours? That's more than enough to power an 80 amp controller.
Right, right.
It's very, even with the upgrade too, it'll be very easy to swap the motor. Say if you got a 3,000 watt motor, the terminals on the controller, all you have to do is just unscrew them and remove the motor adapting plug that adapts to the stock motor. Right. And it'll just be color coordinated terminals and a regular hole sensor to plug in.
That's awesome. Love the plug and play feature. Do you want to go over, Sal, a little bit of the dashboard here? So we got the LCD screen, and then I know there are 5 pedal assist modes.
Yeah, not a problem. So just so you guys know, of course, you know, you turn it on by holding down the power button until the screen turns on. You have to be on level 1 for the throttle to work. If you go to 0, pedal assist and throttle will not work. But once you're at level 1, the throttle will work. But also there is a safety feature on the throttle. There's an on-off button. Out is off, in is on.
Nice. So
that's basically 1 speed, all the way to top speed. The numbers only have to do with pedal assist.
Right.
Of course, except for number 1. So this is a very simple display. All you do is hold down the plus and the minus to get to your settings. You know, you can change from kilometers to miles per hour. You push the power button to go next. Speed limit, I already turned it all the way up, 62 miles per hour. I wish I could go that fast stock.
I know, right?
You know, brightness, military time. I don't think anybody knows how to read that.
Yeah. Some people prefer it, but some people don't.
Yeah, very true. And that's pretty much it. It's a very simple display, a very simple setup.
And it does come with the Shimano 7-speed shifter. This one, obviously, for people that do want to engage with pedal assist, definitely very convenient for them, because you can cycle through the modes. Say like you're hitting a hill or something like that, and you want to switch to like a low gear or something like that. You know, it's there for you, which is nice.
Yeah, we also have a pretty large front sprocket, you know, for pedaling at high speeds. I've noticed that quite a few people like to have a decently sized front sprocket so that they could pedal going like, you know, 40-50 miles an hour.
Right, exactly.
Well, keep that resistance going, get the workout.
Exactly. You know, it's still got to pedal it from time to time. And I see it does come standard with the headlight, and also the tires that are on here. The stock tires are Kenda Crusades, which are actually pretty nice. Not a lot of e-bike companies do come out with these like high quality tires, so that's something that you are getting with E-Street, that I noticed like right away. Like, these are good quality front and rear tires.
Yeah, I have a Tempest myself, and I have the very first 60 amp upgrade on there, and I'm getting like lower 40s, but I'm still rocking the stock tires, and they're, you know, they're not wearing.
Nice.
I ride it all the time. Me and my kids, that's what I ride when I ride with my kids. I can't take my cafe racer with them.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, now that you mention it, the long seat too.
Oh yeah, I love the long seat. I'm not a fan of the short seat. It forces you into a position regardless of your size.
Right.
The long seat makes it so much better, so much more comfortable. I feel like they're pretty cushy compared to most stock seats.
Also, before I forget to ask, what kind of rotors are we running here on the Tempest?
We got 180s on there.
Nice.
With full hydraulic brakes, you know, dual piston hydraulics. They're nice and strong, very good braking power. Even for an upgrade, you'll have no problem stopping with these.
Right. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Tektros. I mean, they're like used industry wide, like with e-bikes. So, but hydros are always good to have.
Yeah, that's very true. We do have the Tektro 725Es, which are a nice upgrade if you ever wanted. They come with pre-mounts, so they're very easy to install. But I personally don't think they're really needed for the 60 amp upgrade. Maybe borderline for the 80 amp, but for the most part, stopping won't be a problem.
Awesome. And I see here you guys have the passenger pegs, which is nice.
Oh yeah, gotta have a lady on the back.
Or a guy.
This fresh.
Or a guy, depending on.
Yep, of course. For all the ladies out there looking for a fresh e-bike, trying to pick up dudes on the side. Exactly. But yeah, man, dude, passenger pegs, I love that option to have, you know, just in case you are picking up somebody, or you know, one of your fellow riders is down. You got someone you could just hitch a ride with, basically. Oh yeah, I could have used a back seat when I got hit by that SUV last May.
Oh geez, yeah, right.
Yeah, your stealth bomber, I don't think I could have hung on.
Exactly. But also, oh yeah, before I forget, the handlebar here, these are more like the Grizzly handlebars, right? Like the higher.
Yeah, we have two, you know, you can see the two color options and the two handlebar options. It doesn't matter. You can get black with low handlebars or black with high handlebars.
Nice.
Gray with high or gray with low. It doesn't matter. Whatever you guys would like.
Yeah, the colors look really nice, dude. Like, I do love the color selection. It's super like low key, but at the same time, like very like, it looks very high end, the finish.
Thank you. Oh, and the best part is, I feel like it's such a shame that the batteries are 52 volts, but they do have Samsung 8C cells, so they have a pretty high discharge rate, around 30 amps for every parallel connection, which is pretty high.
That's awesome. Samsung cells you can't go wrong with. They're pretty much like a step below Moly cells, so you know you're getting a good discharge rate. And yeah, man, you don't see that a lot, man, with a lot of these standard e-bikes. And yeah,
52 volts can get pushed pretty hard. You know, with 80 amps, if you kept the batteries, I think that you could probably push close to 50. I'm sure you could get over 45, no problem. But with 72 volts, I know I could do about 55.
Right.
So I think you'll probably have like a 7-mile-an-hour difference, roughly.
Right. Dude, that's awesome. Hey, man, Sal, thanks again for showing us showing us the Tempest. And if you guys want to see my first impressions of the Tempest when I take it out for a test ride, be sure to check out my channel. But please keep it locked in to E-Street Bikes for any upcoming news, any upcoming bikes. any type of announcements, make sure you follow E-Street Bikes on Facebook as well as YouTube. And yeah, we'll catch you guys later.
Catch you guys.
Peace.